Hello, everyone. My name is Kim Mann, for those who do not know me. For the past 10 months or so, I was hit with the health scare of my life. In July of 2023, I was diagnosed with a very rare endometrial or uterine cancer called adenosarcoma. It was spreading aggressively within the walls and the lining of my uterus. I shared with a few people at that time, but now I feel that it's time to share my cancer journey and share my testimony in hopes to at least help at least one person, or hope that this can encourage somebody who may be experiencing the same thing or received a diagnosis that rocked their world, or maybe going through some things. So, how I found out about my cancer diagnosis about June of 2023. Ches, my husband, we just got back from Vegas. We celebrated my birthday, celebrating our really good friend's wedding, and feeling great. Once we got back, I was experiencing extreme pain in my pelvic area, in the abdomen area. Went to the emergency room, received pain meds, was feeling better, feeling fine. A week later, the extreme pain returned, but with excessive bleeding, and I was passing large blood clots. Went back to the emergency room. They found what they thought at that time, what it looked like was a tumor. I was referred to an OBGYN, which was good because I was having a challenging time establishing care with an OBGYN here in Colorado. Okay, great. Met with the OBGYN. It was determined that I had a fibroid that detached itself from my uterus. And that's what was causing the excessive bleeding, the excruciating pain. So July 10th, I had a myomectomy, or surgery to remove the fibroid. Felt great after that. Even the OBGYN, in her professional opinion, stated and told my husband once I was out of surgery, things looked great. She actually said things looked pristine. Fallopian tubes were clear. Doesn't seem like there's any signs of cancer. Of course, we would have to wait for the pathology report, but things looked great. I felt great. But we will wait for the pathology report and discuss at the post-op appointment. 2 weeks came around. It's time for the post-op appointment, and there's no pathology report. This raised some concern with my OBGYN because in their profession, or in her professional opinion, the pathology report would have came back by the time of the post-op appointment. She was heading out on vacation, so she did request for the results to be expedited. And if they were to come in while she was on vacation, the on-call gynecologist would give me a call to discuss whatever the results of the report was. Okay, great. At the end of July, the pathology report came in. The on-call gynecologist was very curt, very brass, without compassion. And I will never forget the call. He said, "You have a rare cancer. I don't know anything about it. I'm referring you over to a gynecologic oncologist. You need to have a hysterectomy. Just get it out of you. And that's it. I can't answer any more questions. You need to talk to the gynecologic oncologist." I'm like, what? wait, what? What are you telling me? Who wants, first of all, anyone receiving a call that they have cancer is already in itself devastation, confusion, fear, disbelief, all the above. So fine, went to the gynecologic oncologist, met with her. She confirmed adenosarcoma, the cancer diagnosis, and she said herself, "I know nothing about it. You need to go ahead and have a hysterectomy, and that's it. Sorry to end your plans of wanting a child, but you need to have your uterus out, and like yesterday, because it was spreading aggressively." That still did not sit right with me at the time, because it's like, you know nothing about it. You can't explain it to me. So you're telling me this is the only treatment that can happen, or that we can have for this diagnosis. You mean to tell me that's the only thing that we can do is go straight to a hysterectomy? There has to be something else. This has to be wrong. It just did not sit well with me or with Ches. So she's like, okay, well, let's do this. Let's do a D&C, or where they'll go in and get a second look. They'll scrape some of the tissue, from the uterus, and let's retest. Let's test it again. Some time has passed anyways, since June, since I had the fibroid removed. So let's check again. Even did CT scans. Thank God, with the cancer, that the cancer was not spreading outside of the uterus at that time, but we did CT scans. Pathology report came back after doing the D&C. You have cancer. I still was in disbelief. I did not want to accept the news. We had plans. We want to be parents. You mean to tell me I can't conceive now? And this doesn't sit right with me. We couldn't believe it. So she said, listen, let's get another opinion. I was already on my way to get another opinion anyways. I was referred to MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, Texas. My appointment was for towards the end of September of 2023. The day that I flew out to my appointment was the day that I had a follow-up appointment with my hematologist. And so that appointment went well. For those of you who know, about going on 12 years ago, I was dealing with a high platelet count, had several bone marrow biopsies. Hematologists were thinking I had lupus, leukemia. They've always wanted to diagnose me with that, and every bone marrow biopsy that I had came back clear. I didn't have lupus or leukemia. So when I had my follow-up appointment with the hematologist before I went out to MD Anderson Cancer Center, it was a great appointment. He even said, he apologized to me. He said, I got it wrong. The last bone marrow biopsy I had, he just knew. He was for sure, oh my goodness, you have lupus, you have leukemia. He said, I got it wrong. I'm so sorry. I don't have to see you again for another year. Great. I'm headed to MD Anderson Cancer Center. They're going to say the same thing. That's where my faith was. That's where my belief was. If I knew God did it before 10, 12 years ago, oh, he's surely going to do it again. He's going to do it again. They're going to say, oh, we got it wrong. Okay, great. Went to MD Anderson in Houston. They confirmed that the cancer I have is adenosarcoma, and I need an immediate total hysterectomy. What do you do? What do you do when your plans and life that's been spoken over you, and or prophecies, and that you're gonna have a child and birth a child and you're going to be parents? What do you do when the plans you thought were for your life and the great expectancy that you have collides with a diagnosis? What do you do when you're expecting something, you're in great expectancy, and that collides with bad news, that collides with devastation, that collides with a delay? What happens when the belief and the promises that you're holding on to collides with the reality of that don't look like that's gonna happen? We wanted children. I still didn't want to believe it. There has to be something that you can do, one can do. The oncologist at MD Anderson said there's two types of uterine endometrial cancer. One is called adenocarcinoma. That has a treatment plan. But the one that you have, Kim, that's called adenosarcoma, unfortunately, there's no data, there's no other type of treatment, there's no other research that would help this because it hides within the veins of the uterus and we can't see it, so it could be spreading any and everywhere. So unfortunately, the only treatment that you could have is a total hysterectomy. We asked how much time, because then that means I have to take off time for work. I have to, so much you have to plan for. How much time do we really have before we even think to have the surgery? Because my faith was still like, God, you can do anything. But how do I not know? Maybe this is God saving my life. I didn't want God to think at the time that I didn't believe, that my faith was low. I didn't want him to be mad at me that I didn't stand firm on, no, I'm not accepting this. But just maybe, what if this is him saving my life? He gave us a few weeks to think about it, to make the decision, talked it over with Ches. He's such a voice of reason for me. He's my rock. And he's like, look, I'm 10 toes down with you on this. If we're going to continue on and still continue on a pregnancy plan, I'm with that. Just think about, though, you have to be okay with not being able to be here. Yes, we probably can have the kids, but then your life expectancy may be short and you won't be able to be here to be with the kids. I put a lot of things into perspective for me. So we went ahead and had the surgery. After the surgery, he found out that my left ovary was so large, it was full of cysts, and it was just growing and growing. That was blocking pregnancy. But the way that the cancer that they did see was spreading, it was turning into what could have been ovarian cancer. I thank God for his healing power and for working a miracle, for saving my life. Had I not had the hysterectomy, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today to be able to share my cancer story. I wouldn't be able to be sitting here today to share my testimony. Did we want kids? Absolutely. Did I want to experience and carry my own child? Absolutely. But God had a different plan. It can happen in a different way. Doesn't mean that we can't be parents. Doesn't mean that we can't adopt. I couldn't even save my eggs because of the cancer, so it's not like we can go about it in a different way. We can always adopt. But I stand here today, a walking in a living miracle. I am so grateful to God. He saved my life because I could be telling a different story today. Or my husband could be on Facebook telling a different story today. Yeah, it didn't look like in the way I thought. I didn't receive the healing in the way I thought I was or how I wanted it. But God's plans and his thoughts are not our thoughts. It's not our plans. He knows exactly what he's doing. And I'm so grateful to God to be standing here today. I am cancer free. I am cancer free. I've had my post-op appointment. The surgery was on November 15th, 2023. It was right after our wedding anniversary. And I am now on surveillance. I have to do checkups every 3 months. So for the next 5 years, for the first 2 years of that 5 years, I have to do surveillance checkups every 3 months. Then between the third and fourth year, so I believe it's like every 6 months. And then by the 5th year, it should be 1 time a year. I've had my first surveillance checkup, and I stand to you today without evidence of disease. I believe God will continue to heal me. It's still going to be a cancer-free diagnosis. I declare and decree I will still remain cancer-free for every checkup that I go to. But I just wanted to share my story for anyone who may be going through the exact same thing, or you receive some bad news, or you may be going through a devastating time, maybe experiencing some anxiety or depression, or there's some things that's causing a lot of fear. Your life has been interrupted. There's some roadblocks, there's a detour happening, there's some delay happening. I'm here as a living testimony to encourage you to hold on strong. I know it seems weird. It seems like, God, this can't be happening, but everything happens for a reason. God knows the plans he has for you. And hold on strong. If you are going through this and need someone to talk to, need someone to vent with, if you have questions, you can come talk to me. Please, please don't go through anything alone. You are not alone. Join a support group. Just know you are not alone. I am so grateful to God for my husband. He's my rock. He stood by me every step of the way. And I love you so much, Shez. I know things didn't go as planned as we thought. We won't be able to bear our own children, but we will be able to still be parents to someone we get to choose one day. I want to thank, let me look at my notes so I don't forget anybody. Of course, my family, my mom, my sister, my brother, my cousins, my aunts, they're in Texas for holding me down. Whenever I'm out there, I have to go out there. I want to thank Sister Karen Brooks. That's my lady right there. I love you. I want to thank Annette. Thank you so much. Cindy, Ruth, back home in California, my Lemon Grove team out there in California. Thank you for the care package. Thank you, Brandy. You were one of the ones who knew first off. And I just want to thank you, Ashley and Nick, Goodwill of Colorado, my coworkers, Debbie and Lisa and Leslie, Rosalita, Tasha. Thank you, ladies, so much for being there for me, for the flowers, for the care packages. Thank you, Alexis Wright, for your prayers, your constant reach out, your concern. Lashina and Rufus, thank you for coming out and singing about me. Thank you so much for being my sister. I want to thank Dr. Laresha. She's like my mom, Thank you so much for the constant push, encouragement, prayers, the time to talk about everything. My Love Active family, thank you. I love you all so much. Trina Davis, thank you for your prayers. The support groups that I'm a part of, I want to thank Sue's Gift. Thank you so much for every resource, monetary, just emotional, every support, everything that you've done. Sue's Gift is an amazing organization that helps women who are going through uterine and endometrial cancer. Thank you for everything. Thank you to the Cancer Survivors Group. I want to thank my cancer twin. Her name is Kim as well. Thank you for all the text messages, the reach outs, the care, the concern. Thank you so much. If I forgot anyone, I apologize. Please don't charge it to my heart. I love everyone. I love you all. Continue to pray for me. I'm going to continue to pray for you all. But I am so grateful to share this cancer story, my cancer journey, and there's more to come. And I'm grateful I am cancer free today. I am exactly what my shirt says. I'm a fighter. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm a warrior. Thank you.